Hello and welcome to today's video. Today we're going to talk about el imperfecto, the imperfect in Spanish. We've already had one video about the imperfecto, so if you haven't seen that, it's probably a good idea to go back and watch the first one before you watch this one. This one is going to talk about another use of the imperfecto, which is expressing the idea of what was happening in the past. Something that was going on in the background. And let's have a look at some examples. So first of all, how do we form the imperfecto? The imperfect. Well, if you remember, it's quite a simple tense. It's aba or ia. They're the two sets of endings that you really need to remember. So for the aba, it's aor verbs. Let's have a look. Aba, abas, aba, abamos, abais, aba. And just to be clear, this is the yo form, tú, él o ella, nosotros, always with the mos, vosotros, and haban is the ellos, always with the n. So here's some examples. Jugar, jugaba. Jugabas, jugaba, jugábamos, jugabais, jugaban, etc. Trabajar, trabajaba. Fumar, fumaba. So the ior verbs, the endings ia. Ia, ias, ia, iomos, iais, ian. Again, the same pattern. So again, some examples. Vivir, vivía. Comer, comía. Correr, corría. And we have three irregulars. Ser is era, ir is iba, ver, veía. So again, the key is don't overcomplicate the imperfecto. It's aba, aba or ia, and then era, iba, and beia, the three irregulars, and there's nothing really else to learn. So we're going to look at the first video we looked at how to talk about used to, something that was repeated in the past, but this is different. It's quite a different use, but it's the same tense and the same form. So this is just we have to really kind of adapt to this idea. So, a little story again. Ayer tuve muchas cosas que hacer, pero fue muy difícil. Hubo muchas interrupciones. So I had a lot of things to do yesterday, but it was difficult. There was a lot of interruptions. So we're going to look at some of these interruptions now. Cuando limpiaba la cocina, mi amiga Juani me llamó. Cuando limpiaba. And there's the man, limpiaba la cocina. Mi amiga Juani me llamó. There's Juani ringing. Cuando preparaba la cena, se fue la luz. So in Spanish, la luz is la electricidad. La luz is literally light, but it's the electricity. So you can see it's a bit of a blackout. So the electricity went. Cuando regaba las plantas, you can see regar las plantas in this first picture here. Empezó a llover. And there's llover. So regar is the verb to water. Empezar to start. Llover to rain. So let's look at these sentences again. The first one. Cuando limpiaba la cocina. When I was cleaning the kitchen. Mi amiga Juani me llamó. So this is the interrupting action. So we have two verbs here. We have limpiaba, we have llamó. So limpiaba is the background action. It's the longer extended action, like in English, was cleaning, was doing. It goes on for a longer time. That's the imperfecto. You can see the aba here. Me llamó. This is not the imperfecto, is it? You would recognize it as the preterito. The O accent tells you it's the preterito. This is a shorter interrupting action. So it's a kind of a simple situation, and it happens hundreds of times in Spanish, thousands of times, and the same in English. When I was cleaning the kitchen, my friend Juani rang me. Let's look at these two. So again, we have two verbs. Cuando preparaba la cena, se fue la luz. Well, we can recognize this as in fact, it's a reflexive verb, this is ir in the past tense, in the preterito. So the preterito we can mark in blue. Se fue. Preparaba is the other verb. We can see the aba, so it's the imperfecto. So one is a long action, one is a short interrupting action. Which is the longer action? Well, of course, preparaba is the longer action. Se fue is the shorter interrupting action. So this is the interruption. And make it blue. So cuando preparaba la cena, se fue la luz. So again, this is how we use the imperfecto and the preterito together. Cuando regaba las plantas, remember regar is to water. Empezó a llover. Again, the O accent tells us that it's the preterito. So that's blue. Regaba, we can see the aba, tells us it is the imperfecto. So which is the longer action, which is the shorter action? Regaba is clearly longer. While I was watering, or when I was watering the plants. It started to rain, that's a shorter action. So background, shorter action. So this again is the pattern. Background activity, aba or ia. Was cleaning, was doing, was happening, etc. Interrupting action, it's shorter, rang, did, started, etc. That's the preterito. So the next example. When I was studying, my pen broke. So again, cuando. So was studying, it's a longer action. And that's the longer background action that was going on. So we need the aba. The aba, the imperfecto. My pen broke. This is a shorter interrupting action. What do we need? We need the preterito. So how is the preterito? Se rompió mi boli, or el boli. Estudiaba for longer, se rompió for the shorter action. Let's do one more. When Mark was eating lunch, his girlfriend returned home. So cuando, again, cuando Mark, we can just use the verb comer, just to keep it simple. We don't have to say eating lunch, we just use comer. Cuando Mark, so again, it's a background action, it's longer. We need aba or ia. Comer is an or verb, so we need ia. Su novia so again, returned, it's an immediate, quick action. The preterito. Volvió a casa. Cuando Mark comía, su novia volvió a casa. The aba or ia for the longer action. Volvió for the shorter action. And the last one. When we were playing football. So let's make it a little smaller. So, cuando. So when we were playing. So jugar is the infinitive. Jugábamos. So we use the aba, but it's with the mos for the nosotros form, the we. Al fútbol. So it started to snow. Again, we've seen this verb before in the preterito. Usually if something starts, it's a quick, short action. Empezó a, and the verb to snow is nevar.
Empezó a nevar. So again, the ab or the ia, this time it's habamos because it's nosotros, because it's a longer action, longer background action. It started, empezó, preterito. So that is the beginning of looking at the imperfecto and the preterito together. A short interruption action, preterito. Trabajé, salió, fui, we had empezó, etc. Longer background activity, imperfecto, aba or ia. We look at some more of that in the future. But that's it for today. Thanks for watching.